This chapter of One Piece, hands down, is legit one of the best ways to either start a day, end a day, and also one of the best ways to end a year of manga. I didn't think we were going to actually have a chapter this week. I legit didn't. Because of how the holidays are, I honestly forgot that when it comes to the releases for us, we actually get chapters much earlier, even though Japan won't get them this week for the rest of the year. We technically will, since we get chapters many days earlier. So I was like, oh, so we got a chapter a day. And I was very surprised. I honestly thought we were not going to get a chapter, and probably until around next week, maybe around Wednesday or Tuesday, we were probably going to get a chapter. I didn't think we'd legit get a chapter today on Thursday. So here I am. Chapter came out, and I'm just going to say right now, hands down, this is better than the last chapter. This is the best chapter, I think, of the year, because what happened in this chapter, it's been built up for so long, and it's something that just pleases me and puts a smile on my face because of how epic it really is. So, as someone that's been rewatching the One Piece anime, and also thinking about, like, Yonko's, you know, seeing the reintroduction of Kaido, getting to see him again and all of that, seeing, you know, Whitebeard, and then seeing Shanks, and then now Big Mom and all that, it's just like, after rewatching the anime, and then thinking about all the stuff that's happened this year, what happened in this chapter was glorious for so many people. I know for a fact this is going to be a heavily discussed chapter of One Piece because of seeing some of the characters that honestly many wouldn't have thought would go up against a Yonko actually stand their ground, hold off, and manage to do some form of like thing against Big Mom in the first place. So let's start off. Let's talk about my boy Brook. It was definitely the year of Brook. 2017... not Sanji, 2017 was the year of Brook, okay? It was the year of Brook for what he has done. Brook has got the poneglyph, he got the writing from it. This man fought Big Mom, the first to injure Big Mom. He cut the photo in half, and then now this man charges Big Mom, cuts Zeus in half, and then also even asks Big Mom, like, Miss, may I see your pantsu? And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, of all things, like, I legit, when I saw that in this chapter, I had to just take a double take. I was like, whoa. Did I just see Brook ask Big Mom, aka a Yonko, that question? And I'm like, did this man just do that? Did this man just legit ask Big Mom that? I wouldn't think you would have actually asked that in the first place. I'm like, okay, Brook, you know what? I give you props for that because you managed to cut Zeus, but then on top of that, you managed to say something like that to a Yonko. That's praiseworthy. It legit is. And in a way, you could probably say that he actually did get to see Big Mom's pantsuit because he did go right underneath her when he cut Zeus in half. So, think about it like that. Anyways, though, my boy Brook, he has been amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. Time and time again, he has proven that he is definitely not a fodder character amongst the Straw Hats. Like, he's not a weak character. He is definitely insanely strong, and he is able to put up his own fight and all that, and stall even Big Mom, which is a Yonko. So just to get right into it, this entire chapter, to summarize it, it is a portion of the Straw Hats versus Big Mom, and it's incredible, because even though they don't necessarily damage Big Mom, even though Zeus, you know, discharged on Big Mom and all that, and it, you know, Brook also cut Zeus in half, it really isn't actually damage, so to say, to Big Mom yet. I mean, Big Mom has showcased that she's very durable, very strong, and even in this chapter, she has shown that, and so, I don't think, even at this point, the Straw Hats probably had the potential to bring down a Yonko, but it's very, very apparent after this chapter that, at the very least, the Straw Hats are capable of stalling a Yonko. They're at the very least able to stall a Yonko to get somewhere else. That proves how powerful they've got, how much they have grown since the time skip. Especially Nami. I want to give praise to Nami real quick. Oh my god, I really love the combo with Nami and Brook in this chapter. And then also Chopper, what he did. And then don't even get me started on Jinbe and what Jinbe did. Oh my. You know what, let's talk about that. So Jinbe. Jinbe is the newest addition to the Straw Hat crew. He has officially joined the Straw Hat crew. And to be point blank, we all knew he was going to join for a while now. I mean, ever since Luffy offered and all that back at Fishman Islands, like, join my crew, you know, Jinbe was like, no, I can't right now. I will join. I'm honored you would ask me to join, but not right now. I gotta wait and all that. I gotta handle some stuff, but some personal stuff with Big Mom, and then I will join your crew. And after, you know, he said that, it's like, okay, so he is going to join. He will be the next member of the Straw Hat crew. Everybody was getting excited, hyped up. I was too, because ever since that point, we all wanted Jinbe to kind of join, but many were arguing that it wouldn't be possible for Jinbe to join because he's just so strong. He's so OP that, you know, a warlord joining the crew that was able to kind of stand up in the War of the Best with Luffy's crew, it would seem like it would kind of break Luffy's crew overall. And that's why many kind of tried to argue and say he might not join, but it was declared he would join, which was a really cool outcome and all that, and we're finally at that point to where he joined the crew. And ever since the Whitebeard War, he's been built up. We got to see his characterization, what type of person he was, how he helped Luffy out in times of struggle and need and all that, got him out of that slump to where Luffy just didn't know what to do, didn't know what he had, and Jinbe had to wake him up and remind him what he had left. He had his crew. And so Jinbe has had this amazing build-up for this very point, and he's definitely getting a lot of spotlight, especially in this chapter, showcasing what he's capable of and how he can even stand up to big monsters like Big Mom. Let's talk about that. So he managed to actually block Big Mom's attack. Then he was sent flying, obviously, but he managed to block Big Mom's attack with his haki and using some fisherman techniques. And then, once he was launched into the water, he managed to hit Big Mom and knock out the fire on her, Prometheus. And then he managed to blow her away off balance into the middle of the air, which is just incredible. Jinbe being able to be capable of something like this, for him to be able to push Big Mom back, is an incredible feat. Because, I mean, let's think about Whitebeard, okay? Let's just take an example from Whitebeard. Whitebeard died standing up. That man legit died standing up, okay? And that man, he took blow after blow after blow after blow. He got hit in the chest twice by a Kainu. He had holes in him. Got stabbed multiple times. This man was riddled with holes and all that. But even then, he stood up and died. And we saw many times he was never really blown away. He was never really knocked that far back at all. We never saw Whitebeard really knock that far back. And so when you see Big Mom slightly getting pushed back off balance, you're like, whoa, Jinbe, that's insane. He is incredibly strong to be able to do that. That's an incredible feat, especially for Jinbe to push back a Yonko. But let's also talk about some things, though. Let's get into details about Big Mom. Her new design, love it. Big fan of the design. I've already stated this, and when I saw her skinning down, I already liked it, what I saw in the last chapter. But seeing her new design, especially when she pulled out Napoleon, you see the sword length and all that, and she was about to slice, you know, the entirety of the Sunny in half. I'm like, bro, like, her design is so amazing, especially the final, like, part of, you know, the chapter, the final panel, where you see Big Mom actually on top of Prometheus and holding Napoleon. I actually have the page pulled up right here. It looks incredible. You see her hair on fire, underneath her is all on fire and all that. You see, like, the slight smudge and burn marks and all that from Zeus, from the lightning and all that, the discharge. I'm just like, yo, her design looks incredible, and she's skinnying down, which just shows that there is definitely something going on. You know, Oda's been pointing that out constantly, chapter after chapter, so it's definitely linked to something very major with Big Mom's character. So let's get into that. So, one of the two things are going on here. Either A, Big Mom, when she is skinnying down, she might be getting more power, more speed, but she might be losing durability. Let me explain. We've already seen when Big Mom was in her normal, like, big state, she was able to tank what Zeus did to her like it was nothing, crawl through the earth and all that. I mean, she was a monster. She couldn't even be damaged. The entire plot with, you know, Capone was to, at the very least, bring her to her knees and hurt her. And she was insanely durable. She could take so many hits and all that, it wouldn't even damage her at all. And so I'm going to assume the more she skinnies down, the less durable she is. And when she gets skinnier, she does more damage, she probably is faster, but she's like a glass cannon. That's what I'm assuming is going on here. That's what I'm assuming. For Jinbe to be able to push Big Mom back and all that, that's the only thing I can consider what's going on here, is that Big Mom is just, you know, losing durability, but on top of that, she might not be thinking too straight at all, which that is a thing. I mean, we do know when Big Mom goes through her rampages, she doesn't really have complete focus overall. I mean, it is clear as day she has some awareness, especially in the state right now, because she did remember that her son, one of her older sons, basically is like, you know, she remembered that promise that, you know, she would take my life if the cake wasn't there on the Sunny-Go. So, it just shows that she is slightly aware. But most of the time she is not, especially if we go back to Elbaf and all that, what she did to the Giants, she obviously wasn't aware of what she did. So she's not at that state to where she took down the Giants, an entire city of the Giants. She's not at that state yet. And I'm assuming the hungrier she gets and all of that, and the skinnier she gets, she'll probably eventually get into that state to where she will go completely on a rampage, which might happen. Now, that is something to talk about. With Big Mom's durability in question, and power and all of that, and design being amazing, let's talk about her son for a second, and showcasing how Big Mom actually cares about her family. We've already seen time and time again that Big Mom is not necessarily a good mother. We've already seen this, many examples of that. She's not. However, it does seem like somewhere deep down she does care for her family, especially when she found out, like, you know, the cake might not be there. She's like, my son wouldn't lie to me because then I would have to take his life. So it shows that Big Mom does trust in her family, and so she doesn't believe them to lie to her. So there is definitely a bond there when it comes to trust and loyalty that Big Mom sees in her family, and it's kind of sad when you think about that. Even though she believes in that, and that's how she views her sons and children and all that, many of her children have already stabbed her in the back. I mean, we know of a couple that have already done that, so it's kind of sad from that perspective when you think about Big Mom's situation, and it makes me feel bad for her, but at the same time, it's because of how she treats everybody is why they act like they do. But at the same time, it's also because of her upbringing and what happened to her in her past, which caused her to be like this. So there's just many, many things to really process and think about. But overall, though, I do like that little tidbit of Big Mom actually not wanting to believe that her son was a liar. So let's talk about Chopper for a second. So Chopper's a little quick segment. It needs mentioning, but it's very quick. Chopper was able to use guard point and defend against Big Mom's attack. We don't know necessarily how damaged Chopper really was after that blow, but he still was able to tank a blow, which is still an incredible feat, and it just once again shows that that time skip really increased the power of the Straw Hats. Nami, Chopper, Brook, and all of them, they've gotten a lot stronger. So seeing Chopper being able to tank a blow from Big Mom, and not just Jinbe tanking a blow, that is incredible. So let's talk about Sunny now. So Sunny took damage, and I think that was one of the best parts of the chapter, and the reason for it being one of the best parts of the chapter was to showcase the threat of Big Mom, because all of us know we're all fully aware how devastating it is for a ship to get damaged. We have seen this from the Mary. When the Mary got damaged, it got to the point where it couldn't be fixed, and then it led to the entire arc in Water 7, and then, you know, the dispute between Usopp and Luffy. We know what happens when a ship gets too damaged. And Big Mom being a Yonko, it's scary enough. And her damaging the Sunny just shows how much of a threat she is, even being near the ship. If she's on that ship will not stand a chance. And so, as we know, that just puts it in jeopardy. Sunny is in jeopardy. There is threat right there. They need to get away from Big Mom. So I like that. I like how Oda included that, and it just really makes me wonder how Franky is going to think when the ship, you know, when he sees the ship. I'm really curious about that. I do believe that Franky might be a little bit happy, and let me explain why. The reason why I think Franky might be a little bit happy is because the ship, most likely, since it did technically stand up against a Yonko, he might be happy to actually think about that. Like, my ship, the ship I made, was able to kind of hold back against a Yonko. So I could see him being happy in that regard, and I feel like Franky will freak out because of the damage, but overall, I think he'll be kind of happy to know that his ship was able to tank something like that, because Franky did say in Water 7 and, you know, in this lobby that he would fix the ship no matter what, no matter the damage, all that, he would fix the ship. So I do like that. I do like that. I do like how Oda threw that in, though, with the Sunny. It just shows that Big Mom is scary, and she will destroy the ship if they do not get away from her. So, let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, let's talk about Nami and Zeus. So, Zeus. This has been a big topic of debate for a while now, especially when Nami first got control of Zeus. It was a big discussion. I talked about it as well, and many of us were discussing, like, if Nami was to get Zeus, control of Zeus, and make Zeus her servant, that would make Nami incredibly powerful, because at the end of the day, Zeus has a part of Big Mom's soul. So if Nami has Zeus as a servant, technically when you look at it, a Yonko is a part of Luffy's crew. In a way. So, it's kind of scary, and it's brought many debates, very similar debates to what many people said about Jinbe, how Jinbe should not join the crew because he's so powerful and knows so much that it would kind of make the balance of the Straw Hats a little bit unfair. Like, definitely Sanji would no longer be in the top 3 powerhouses because of Jinbe, and now he definitely isn't, but thanks to Jinbe being there. So what I'm getting at is that if Nami was able to get Zeus, it would make her scary, which would be a very good power-up for her. It makes sense, in a way. I mean, she does manipulate the weather, and if she has Zeus, she would be able to freely manipulate the lightning, and on top of that, she would be able to ride Zeus. Like, if she can actually figure out a way to ride Zeus, that would be really awesome. That would legit be cool. Imagine Nami riding Zeus and shooting down lightning and stuff. That's just cool. That would be legit cool if that happened. So, I do think I want to see it happen, but I don't know if Oda's willing to go through with it, because there's just a whole lot of complications if that does happen. But, I do like Nami's face, however, at the end of the chapter. She's like, I didn't, you know, actually, let me read. I have it pulled up right here. I actually have the page pulled up. Okay, you got the wrong idea just now, didn't you? I didn't ask you whether you wanted to be friends. I'll ask you one more time. Will you be my servant, or would you rather die? And she looks and just grabs him on the side, and she's just smiling with this evil face. I'm like, yo, the face of Nami, like, yo, that's a quality face. I'm not gonna lie, that's a quality face. Like, I like that. Zeus, how he's like, like, he just looks, so scared. Like, it's great. It's legit great. So, yeah, overall, I think it's a very good chapter. It has a lot of good moments. It's definitely, I dare say, it's the best chapter of the year. I know I said that in the last chapter, but this chapter takes the cake. It destroyed the last chapter. This is really good. I mean, full-on Straw Hats versus a Yonko. That's what this was. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this chapter. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? I mean, let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. If you like my content, you know, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And FYI, if you're not getting notifications of my videos and you would like to get notifications, please click the bell icon down below next to the subscribe button. So love you guys. Please be safe. Happy holidays. Stay warm. Chibi out.